Anyway, that was a word just that came to me in the time. I'm not here to preach, but I am here to speak a little bit about athletes in action. If you don't know me, my name's Cam.Todd. 3 ways you could know me is that picture up there. Senior high, went to the state championship 5 years ago. I was the quarterback for that team. It was super fun. You might know my dad. My dad's Fred Todd. A lot of people know him. It's really weird. But also, I also have been substitute teaching for Madison local schools for the past 2 years. So if you have like a niece, nephew, son, you're like, we have this weird sub. His name's Mr. Todd. He's always showing up randomly in gym class. That's me. I was never a sub for gym, but I was always in the gym. And so, yeah, a little bit background about me is I graduated from Mansfield Senior, graduated from Ohio Dominican with Education Studies, and I've been serving at Berean Baptist Youth Group for the past 8 years. Yeah. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. I only have like 4 slides. Cool. So what am I doing? I'll be working with Athletes in Action, and Athletes in Action is kind of a newer term, but I feel like a lot of you guys will be familiar with Campus Crusade, or what is now known as Crew. So Athletes in Action is the branch that we reach the student athletes on campus. We understand, as a former student athlete myself, we understand the demand physically, emotionally, and spiritually with athletes, and it's our job to go in and meet them where they're at and disciple them. Alongside with all Campus Crusades, we have gatherings, weekly gatherings, but we also focus on discipleship, daily discipleship. Athletes in Action is on 2 campuses right now, discipling anywhere from 25 to 55 athletes during their day. We stand in that gap. Sundays are amazing, but there's something about that Monday to Saturday that we need to live for Christ. And so that is what we do with Athletes in Action. And the big question is, whenever I go speak or whenever I go talk to people, it's like, where are you doing Athletes in Action? Cam, you're a missionary. What does that look like? What country are you in? And this next slide, I'll show you the amazing country I'm in. I'm in the backyard of Columbus, Ohio. And as talking to Pastor Aaron, we just felt a strong pull, like we should make this known, that as missionaries and to go serve, a lot of times we feel led to go serve in those countries, and absolutely, but we are also called to love our neighbor as we love ourselves. And I think in the midst of my time in Columbus as an athlete, it says in John 4, he says, look at the field, they're white for harvest. In that transition period from high school to college to adulthood is something that people need to be there to stand in the gap for in discipleship. And so I'm alongside these 3 universities. We have Ohio Dominican, Capital, and Otterbein. And those 3 universities right now have a presence of Athletes in Action, and we plan to reach all of the athletes. We plan to have a believer. Currently at Ohio Dominican, there is a believer discipling current athletes on every single team at Ohio Dominican. And so that is a huge applause to just not only AIA staff, but the Lord just being faithful and being so cool to just move, and just those who maybe aren't confident in their faith, just confident enough to show up, to be discipled, to learn how to share their testimony with others. And so I'm super excited. I have a couple pictures to show you on the next slide, because pictures speak louder than words. And I feel like I can tell you, in the middle one, the black and white, is just one of the many baptisms that we got to have. I'm actually baptizing is my best friend. I was the best man at his wedding, and so that was super fun. But a cool story is he got to witness to his parents who were struggling with divorce in the midst of him planning his wedding. And a lot of times I think a super cool thing is that there's a generation, it doesn't matter what generation you're in, because God can lead you to influence other generations. And he didn't grow up in a Christian home, neither did myself. Yet he is leading his parents to Christ through the reconciliation, had divorce papers on the table. And it's just so cool to see that we get to witness through a community of Athletes in Action. We got to come really close. Right below that is one of my favorite things we get to do is we get to go, and I've played basketball at like 7 different prisons, and we've got to share the gospel with over 600 inmates. And so that's one of the coolest things that we get to do with Athletes in Action is we see sport as a tool to communicate. And also I want to say it's your guys' right? There's a small group over there. It's me. I'm holding the owner of the hotel's daughter who was following me around. I was in Albania. Now raise your hand if you know where Albania is. Exactly, right. That's what I say. And then usually I say it's right next to North Macedonia. And then they're like, still don't know where that is. So yeah, that's fair. It's across the sea from Italy and Greece. But the cool thing is with Athletes in Action, I was able to go play soccer with their national team, but also a lot of college students. And for the first time in their language, they're hearing the name of Jesus Christ. And so it's really super cool that we get to use a sport of tool, because they wouldn't listen to anything I'm saying, but after playing soccer for 4 hours, they were all ears. And so we see sport as a really cool tool to just get involved, but not only that, use it as a platform for the gospel. And yeah, it's just been super fun to just be a part of Athletes in Action, to see Athletes in Action grow. And I believe this is my last slide coming up. Just ways you can help is prayer. At the end of the day, we need prayer. AIA needs prayer. But not only that, the students need prayer, and God hears prayers. That's why we were up here praying at the beginning of the service. And not only that is that I am a full-time missionary, and I'm raising support right now in this season. And I'm pleased to say that last time Pastor Aaron and I met, I made these slides, and I was at 65%. I am now close to 85% in raising, so that I can go live in Columbus full-time, disciple full-time, do ministry full-time, and serve. The last thing is, I have a table out there. You guys were probably like, saw a table out there, and you're like, no one's standing over there. I was on the phone with my grandma telling her directions to get here. She is not. She will be at the next service. So I'm sorry. So I will be out there after this service, and if I leave, I'll probably flag my grandma down like this to tell her to walk in. I would love to just talk with you guys more about it, and even if like you can't financially give, that's okay. Last service, we had some people that were like, we can't give. I'm like, well, I can still have conversation. That would be awesome. I would love to get your guys' emails for prayer letters. As much as I, am raising support financially, I need churches in my corner. I need spiritual mentors in my corner. I need people praying for me as I go labor. And not only that, I need people praying for my students, and that's what you guys get when you guys sign up with your phone and email. I get to share with you guys what is going on in Columbus. And so, yeah, I would just love, thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. Like I said, I'm here after at the table, and would love to just talk with you guys more about AIA, or if you're any young adults in the room and maybe you're going to college, have friends in college. Man, I'm in that season, just graduated and going into full-time ministry. I'm super excited. I get to disciple for a living, so it's really fun. But thank you guys.
All right.